Excuse me. Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner, classic, lesser known classic. This is episode number 2843, double shot number 2737. First, we're here discussing a particular Justice League book. Before I talk about what happened in the book, I'll talk about my bit of history of this book. I've been trying to get this book for the past year. I have been trying my damnedest. I've tried my comic store in town. They didn't have it. The one over in New Tampa didn't have it either. And then I noticed, oh, my Lab is ordering. Okay. So, I put in with this. Maybe it will pop up there. Sat there for a freaking long time. And I figured maybe if I put on request, maybe it would come in quicker. Nope. Still says processing. And then I try to order from ILL because basically the website was taking a long time to get this book in. Like, this book was taking a freaking long time to be processed. Like, why the heck was it taking so long? And then I noticed Apollo had this book. So I figured, though, check it out here. And here we're discussing the final trade of Brian Michael Bendis' run for Justice League. And technically, the final trade of the collected issues from Volume 4. Yes, probably by far one of the longest Justice League books in years. Okay, excuse me. So, in these few issues, which, by the way, the artwork in these issues done by Seisman Karutsky, Emila Lacapillo, Stephen Green, Wanda von Grembanger, and Scott Hanna. The cover is basically, for trade, is Yannick Prudick and Nathan Fabern. Yeah, like I said, 1774 in the annual. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that this book is really short. The best way to describe these issues, it's basically Justice League and Justice League Dark, their team-up arc. Yeah, that's kind of what this book is. Justice League Dark, as seen in this cover here, is comprised of John Constantine, Zatanna, Wonder Woman, Ragman, Dr. Fate, Detective Chimp, and I think that's it. So we start off with Zatanna, trying to deal with basically Black Adam. Yes, Black Adam has gone rogue. So Zatanna is here at this meeting with look like Justice League Dark, where she's here with John Constantine and Etrigan Demon. Yeah, he's part of the team too. Yeah, this is basically what Justice League Dark was up to just after their backup feature. Yes, they had a backup feature in this book because apparently DC decided to axe their book. And I guess that Ram V must have figured out, like, wait a minute, we still have more story to tell. We still have all these other issues. And like, nah, we're just printing as a backup feature in Justice League. I've never asked Ram V this. I should probably ask him this on Twitter. Why the heck would Justice League Dark continue as a backup feature for Justice League instead of continuing the damn series? That's a really question. So, yeah. And we see Khaled, who is he's the other nephew. He's nephew of Kent Nelson, the original Dr. Fate. He's not Kent B. Nelson. No. For some reason, he does not like distance continuity at all. So Kent Nelson's one nephew. So it's a little fair. It's like the whole thing of this book is basically, it's like the Justice League are trying to disband in these issues. Also, I do not know why this is. Apparently the artist decided to redesign Black Adam's face for some reason. I look at this guy like, he looks like Billy Batson. Why the heck does he look like Billy Batson for, like, Black Adam has got a unique look with him. So, why the heck does Black Adam look like Billy Batson? You know, it's the costume, I can buy the fact that it's Black Adam, but why does his face look like Billy Batson? It makes no freaking sense. It's like the artist basically forgot what the heck that Black Adam looked like. So yeah. Yeah, and the whole thing is basically dealing with Black Adam and, of course, Naomi, basically. Yeah. Also, you mentioned this book. Apparently, she's a member of the League now for like a week. So you're saying the entire run takes place a period of a week. How does that make any sense? I have no freaking idea. And then we have Xanadoth, the original. Yeah, Black Adam fighting the original Lord of Chaos. And then becomes this demon thing. Yep. And the Justice League attempt to fight this thing. Yeah, for several pages. And then apparently we go to Madame Xanadu's shop because Madame Xanadu's in this book. Who, yeah, in the New 52, they gave a redesign where she exposed her chest, like, a little bit more. Yeah, you can't exactly see it here because it's a little dark, but yeah, that's her costume in the New 52. Yes, yeah, apparently in New 52, she's a bit less conservative about her look than she was at pre-Flashpoint. And then we have the Tower of Fate. Okay. I'll think about Nebu and, well, then Black Adam chips in here. Yeah, the whole thing, the big thing is like, oh yeah, here's the outfit right here. Yeah, here's Xanadu's outfit right here. That's her outfit. Yeah, where it looked like where she shows up cleavage. I don't remember her actually showing cleavage in pre-Flashpoint, but yeah, that's her outfit she has. And it has not changed in 13 years. It has not changed at all. So yeah, dealing with Black Adam, and of course, well, stuff with Justice League. Lots of dialogue here, because Bendis loves his dialogue. Yes, Chuck Dixon mentioned this on his podcast, that having a page. Oh yeah, for some reason, these issues here have got tons of 2-page splashes. Yes. Yeah, so we have this 2-page splash of everybody talking. And look at this. More talking. Yap. I like the dialogue, but... So yeah, so apparently they're shutting down Just Like Dark, and just like Dark. For a reason, shut them in the library. Like, oh yeah, apparently, the way it's written, apparently that the main Justice League don't know the fact Just Like Dark is basically in their basement. I'm like, really? Bendis, did you not read James Tinian's run for Just Like Dark? Yeah. And then, oh yeah, some of this guy, and of course Swamp Thing is here. Yeah, it's like Swamp Thing's appearance in this book is complete random. Yeah, and Hippolyta's here. This one, I think her daughter's here too. And we include this in the issue 74. By the way, the story continues in Just Like versus League of Superheroes. A book I've already reviewed. Lots of brawling here, and eventually Black Adam gets Aquaman's spear, Hawkgirl's mace, Wonder Woman's shield to deal with this thing, and well, he's told to leave. So yeah, she's part of Justice League, and then yeah, and it says the end, Justice League 75, Dark Crisis Begins. Oh, it's the end that leads into the book. We have the return where we see OMAC. No, it's not the Dan DiDio OMAC. Oh no, it's Buddy Blank, the original OMAC. Yes, the Jack Kirby one. I'm like, okay. But as going, and apparently seeing like, then he goes to this room where he sees Hawkgirl. And then we go back to the past. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm looking at the art. He looks fine, Buddy Blank, but what the heck is up with Wonder Woman's face? Like, what in the world? What is this? Oh yeah, it's Welcome Back Diana. And we do this in the annual? Oh yeah, and Stargirl's here. For reasons. Like, I think she's married Just Like, I'm not sure. So, yeah. So then we see Batwood OMAC. So the whole thing is deal with time travel. And then we have the Justice League go see the the headquarters of the Legion of Doom, like it's from the frickin' Super Friends. Yep. So we have Wonder Woman, her mom, and Naomi see that. Yeah. And they go inside and they see a guy. Teenage Mutant Queen Naomi, like, what? And then we cut to Green Arrow and Black Canary, what looks like to be Aquaman, fighting against guards of Blackgate. What the heck? Yeah, and Aquaman, what the heck happened to your... Like, what is this? Why does he have a beard? And why does he look so freaking huge? Oh, and that's not Clark. That's actually his son, John. Yeah, he's tagged along for this mission, too. Yeah, and also Black Canary in this book here is wearing her costume she wore, I think, in the Batgirl Birds of Prey book, I think it was. Yeah. So we have Black Adam doing his own thing. Then he apparently runs into, by complete randomness, he runs into Solomon Grundy. Where his first words said, "Is it Monday?" What the? Solomon Grundy was here on Monday. You, Solomon Grundy, he gets punched by... Yeah, it's like, what the heck? And then, Mike wakes up, and then we have Green Arrow, Aquaman, Black Canary against a monster? Okay. Oh yeah, and here's the page, basically, Chuck Dixon hates. Oh, look at this. Look at all this freaking dialogue. What the heck? Like, I like the dialogue, but why so freaking much? The thing is, it's Bendis. He loves his 50 gajillion words an issue. Oh yeah, then Wonder Woman and Paul to go see a museum where we see a painting of the debut of the Justice League from the Silver Age. I'm like, do they remember that? Who knows? Yeah, I'm not sure why the heck Aquaman is like... He's like so big for no reason. And then this annual ends leading to the League of Superheroes versus Justice League America book. The main story is fine. The annual is so bizarre, to say the least. The biggest problem with the annual is the artwork is atrocious. I mean, oh my gosh. It just... Like, woman's face is like so stretched. I do like the painting of the Brave Bolt. I thought that was really nice. But this is the end of Brian Michael Bendis' run for the book. A run that was very uneventful. I do kind of like the run, per se. My friend Timmy was not a fan of this run at all. He thought the run was not that good. I don't think he said it was awful. I think he just was not a pure fan of it. But, I kind of liked it. Though, it just feels complete random to do a team-up story with just, like, Dark for 3 issues. And then we have an annual, which all the annual is basically just, get this, it is just a backdoor pilot into, the ending just leads into the League of Superheroes versus Justice League book, which was technically Bendis' last book for DC before he left the company. Yes. Oh yeah, and what happened next right after those 3 issues of League of Chaos? Issue 75, The Death of Justice League, which led into Dark Crisis, which I've discussed already. And with that, I am done with Volume 4. Completely. Oh, and I do own almost the entire run, except for the last 2 trades. Alright, so, I do like this run for Justice League. We started with Volume 1 totality. Volume 2, Graveyard of the Gods, which is the crossover with Drowned Earth, which was the second ever crossover between Justice League and Aquaman. Volume 3, Hawk World, Scott Snyder's love letter to Tim Truman's Hawk World, which I have recently reviewed. Volume 4, The Sixth Dimension. Volume 5, which was the last trade of Scott Snyder's one, Justice League Doom War. Volume 6. A very weird set of issues. It has the second annual for the book. Yeah, you could say this book contained... It's in 2022. It's actually the third ever annual. Yeah, of course, of all Spectre. It's a bit of an interesting story. I did like it per se when I read it, when I reviewed it. And then this book here is like volume 7, where it's like just issues done by Simon Spurrier and Jeff Lowe. It's a very short amount of issues. This actually is the thinnest trade of the whole run. Yes, for being the 7th volume, it collects only like 5 issues of the book run. And then we lead into Josh Williamson's second run for the book, The Dark Knight Metal Tie-Ins, which this book is just 5 issues. Which I'm surprised they don't count that as volume 8 this book it is. Then we have the first trade of Bendis' run, which had collected issues 50 and 63. The previous book had collected issues 64 to 71. And then you have this book here. Though, in the case of the last book, it's more like a tie up loose ends of Bendis' run because he was leaving DC. Yep. And with that, basically, if you think about it, every single flagship main Justice League book is all done. Yes. Yeah, I'm basically done reviewing Justice League. Because this is like the last book. There's some mini-series. It's like roughly like... Excuse me. I think it's like 2 mini-series. There is Year 1. Midnight Summer's Nightmare. There is also 2 ongoing discussed. JLA Quarterly. Justice League Quarterly. JLA Classified. And I think that's it. Because I don't think there's any main Justice League books left. Yeah, there's Anime Adventures, but in Universe 1, that's nothing to do with TV shows. Yeah, those 4 are the only ones left. Because everything else is done. Like, Justice League America, all 5 volumes of that book are all done. And it's some very weird coincidence with when this book, because this technically is volume 4. You think, when did volume 1 come out? What was it? Was it 2011? No. Volume 1 basically became Justice League International. And get this. Twice in DC Comics history, we had Justice League America relaunched as simply Justice League for a period of time. Though in the case of this book was the longest book under that name, just Justice League. Not Justice League America, not Justice League International, not Justice League Europe, just Justice League. Yes, for a book called Justice League, it's the longest one of 3 volumes. This is the longest. It's even longer than volume 2. And that was 52 issues. The previous volume for this was 44 issues. 44. And this one is like 75, which is shocking. If in case you're curious though, when was the last issue we had a Justice League, like 7th issue for a Justice League book? JLA. In the mid-2000s. That was the last officially we had one. That was the last time we ever had one because the first time we had relaunched Justice League was back in 1987. Second time was in 2011. After JLA was relaunched Justice League America. And that lasted for 60 issues. Which, this lasted longer than that. Yeah, that was longer than that book. And here's something really weird though. Like, while Volume 2 came out, we had, get this, we had 2 volumes Justice League America released during that Volume 2. The first one by Jeff Johns and Matt Knott lasted 14 issues, and then we had the second book done by Brian Hitch, which I had asked him what was up with the delays of the book, because the book was heavily delayed. He was having disagreements with editorial, kind of how he explained it to me. And Volume 5 by Steve Lane, published at the same time as this book right here. Yes, concurrently with this book, they released Justice League America. Actually, no, it was released with the previous volume of the book, Justice League Volume 3. Which, here's kind of the thing. I was not a fan of most Justice League Volume 3. Purely because Brian Hitch was a fan of his writing. He basically was a character stuff, but story-wise, I think he kind of needed I kind of felt as though you read his run, he needed a co-writer because the stories were, a lot of it was not that interesting. The only interesting stuff he had for that book was basically just, villains show up because of virus and the legacy stuff. And the best issues of the book were not written by him at all. And also, for some strange reason throughout the entire run, like, if you read any issue by Brian Hitch, with the exception of the last story arc, those last 6 issues, all the issues that he wrote, none of them feature appearance by the Justice League Watchtower. Now, this book does feature scenes at the Justice League headquarters, which is the Hall of Justice. Which you read this run here, it's like Bendis is just picking up where. Now, what happened to these characters afterwards? Well, a lot of these characters featured in these comics. Black Adam got a limited series, which for some reason DC has decided not to finish collecting it for some reason. Yes, they released one trade, and then apparently I heard rumored they canceled Volume 2. Naomi herself, which was the original character that Bendis created, added this book. She got Season 2, and that was it. Once Season 2 basically came out, which they teased for a few years, they released it, and Bendis was gone, and the character's never seen again. Okay, and here's something really weird, though, about these issues. It's like, okay, so Hippolyta joined when Bendis basically started his run, but Wonder Woman came back, and I'm like, then why was Hippolyta in the first place? Like, if Wonder Woman was still here, what is back in the team, why is Hippolyta still on the roster? That's a really good question. Also, take a look at his face here for Black Adam. That looks like Black Adam. In the main book, he still looks like Billy Batson for some strange reason. He looks like Captain Marvel. It's like the artist forgot the fact he had pointy ears. Yeah, some might say, oh, is that Namor? No, it's Black Adam. He's a completely different character. He made debut at the same time as Namor, but he is not Namor. He's not Atlantean. He's basically a land of... He's personally assembled with Namor's, but he is not Namor. He has never been Namor. He is magic-based. Namor is half Atlantean, half human. I did not think basically doing a... It felt like, though, with these last few issues here, like I mentioned, it's like... Excuse me. This was like a mixture. It's like basically, it's like a... Like, I would love to know the question of this. Why the heck did Bendis have this team-up story between Justice League Dark and Justice League? And you know the weird thing is? Justice League expanded not long after this, thanks to Dark Crisis. Dark, they completely disappeared. Yes, it is completely unknown of what the heck happened to them. Yes, it is baffling. Were they officially disbanded? No, they say they were going to disband them, but I don't think they ever did. Not really. I don't think they ever did. It's just that they were just dropped off because DC had no plans for them. That's what I kind of felt as though about it. Yep. I'm going to give the book roughly a 9 out of 10. Actually, I'll give it 8.5 because I wasn't fan of the Animals artwork. Okay, my friend Tivy has been dreading me reviewing this. I'm sure he probably has. We have the first trade that collects Simon Spurrier's run for The Flash, Strange Attractor. Yes, collecting. This is a bit surprising here with this one. Yes, and by the way, the art's by Mike Dale Jr., who, for some reason, stopped doing the interiors after issue 6. Or he just 6 covers. I don't know why. I like his artwork, though. Here's what it collects. This might shock you. It collects the first 6 issues of this book, the 800, the story from 800, and Titans Beast World Tour, Central City. You're like, really? Yeah, really. They collected that. I'm not surprised they put the Simon Spurrier book in here because most of the 800 was collected in the final trip of Jeremy Amazon. I wasn't really surprised about that at all. So, basically, I love the artwork here. Mostly Wally still doing his relationship with, him doing this weird stuff here. It looked like he's fighting like multiplex. One of the things that I had heard about this book when it was coming out last year was that they were going to have this book be horror-based. And I'm thinking, why the heck would you have Wally do with horror-based stuff? And this is Simon Spurrier for you. A writer who one person, Critical Thinking, thought he basically was a writer who wrote forgettable stories. And I'm like, have you ever read his run for X-Force? He also did Justice League, he did several books. Heck, he did freaking a Legion book. You call it forgettable? I highly doubt it. So we have Flash fighting the second Mirror Master, Evelyn McCoth. Fighting him and look like and we cut back to I think it's I'm not sure who it is. Of course, you have Mirror Master, who is back here, and then we see Max Mercury running with Impulse, and of course you have the Buffalo. Of course, then we have Barry fighting, not Black Hole. I'm not sure who he's fighting here. Oh, he's fighting. This is surprising here. He's fighting gorillas from Gorilla City, and for some reason they're wearing tech. Yes, this weird thing over their eyes. Yeah, and they're controlled by Gorilla Grodd, of course. I'm like, since when does Grodd need freaking tech for his mind control powers? And look, here's Grodd, and I'm like, why the heck does he look like that for? He has this big belt. Like, what the heck is this? Like, well, it looks fine. Then we have this wonderful scene here of basically have Linda basically talking to her children, which I enjoy this. The whole thing is like, yeah, Barry to have a conversation with Linda, who's basically breastfeeding their son, Wade. But look how Wally is there to basically calm him down. And they're breastfeeding, of course. Yeah, Barry's like, oh, pants, Wally. And he slips on, and basically, he's talking to her, and then he's basically telling the kids to knock it off at the same time, which, I gotta appreciate the fact he's multitasking. I do like the scene, per se. It's fine. And yes, he's probably maternity leave, but I do appreciate, though, that Simon Spurrier basically... reading this, it does feel like he's continuing what Jeremy Adams was doing with the book. Like, here's an example for you. Wally still works for Terrific Tech. I'm like, okay. I think this is really good, the fact they continues this plot thread from Jeremy Adams' book. I mean, it would not make any sense for him to stop working here. I mean, the guy is a genius, so why not work with Michael Holt? And this is really weird. Like, at one point you have Michael Holt wearing a suit, just talking to him, and then he goes back to his costume. Yeah, he goes to his costume for some strange reason, just randomly puts on. Looks like one panel he's like wearing puts a mask on, puts a suit on, and then he just takes the mask off for some strange reason. Yeah, then we have this other plane stuff. I do find interesting. Jeremy Adams made Miss Terrific a supporting character in The Flash. Of course, with more gorillas, and of course, Jay and Iris are doing their own thing here. And then we have our first villain. This type of porcupine villain. No, it's not porcupine. It's a completely different character. It's like, yeah, here's your villain. This thing. Yep, that's your villain for the first story arc here. Why the heck, basically, that Simon Spurrier created this guy, I have no idea. It feels like random things. It's like, okay, I do appreciate the family stuff that Simon Spurrier does to the book, but my gosh. And then you have Wally in bed with his wife, and then he's like, it's only a dream, you're safe, I'm here, honey. Yeah, apparently he noticed while he's sleeping. Also, for some reason, he sleeps like this. He has his feet out from underneath the covers, like that. I can't stand it when, like, here's the thing, I don't sleep that way. Here's the thing, I cannot understand how people can sleep like that. It just doesn't make any sense if your feet dangle inside the covers like that. Like, I've heard my body inside the covers, not basically hang out like that. Even my friend Pina, even he agrees with that. Because that's just stupid. And continue to find the gorillas. It's like, oh yeah, find the gorillas again. And then we have Barry Allen just randomly showing up. Of course, he's in another dimension. Yes. Then we have Wally just having coffee with the Flash statue with Mr. Terrific. And Max Mercury. I do like how Mike Dell draws Max Mercury here. He looks really good. But why the heck does he have a six-pack? It makes no sense. Yes. Also, I appreciate, though, the fact that Wally, I do like his costume design. It looks similar to his pre-Flashpoint look. It's very light red. Which, yeah, he had the pre-Flashpoint as well. Impulse. He's a teenager and he has a six-pack. I'm like, Diodato, you do know that Impulse is a teenager. Why the heck does six? I get, in fact, Wally and Max Mercury having one, but why does Impulse have six-pack? That's a good question. Goes in shape, I don't know, and of course fighting demons. And put on the Gorilla Grodd thing, just an illusion. And of course, disappearing goes in this void. Yes. And then we do the Folded Man, and we go to the future. Yeah. Yeah, Barry dancing with Iris, and then we just have here's the thing with this issue here. This issue number, this is an Essential City issue. Like, I like this arc a little better. I don't mind. I love McDowell's arc, but my gosh, it's like, yeah, the whole thing in this one is like, oh, the Beast World stuff has infested the city. Also, yeah, Wally talking to Jesse Quick, who's here. And it's a series of stories. Like, first story is focused on Barry. Second story is focused on Wallace West, aka Ace, who's here with Avery the Chinese Flash, which for some reason, okay, so the past few years, for some strange reason, DC likes to have Wally in different relations with different women. Like, first it's Raven, and then it's Red Arrow, and then, like, okay, Avery's clearly got a thing for him, but for some reason, writers do not want to pull the trigger on this relationship. Because here's the weird thing. The relationship, it's like they kiss and then nothing. No advancement at all. The relationship is completely forgotten about as soon as next time he shows up. Yes, for some strange reason, Raven kissed Wallace, and then next time we see her, she's dating Beast Boy. What the heck? And then we have him with Red Arrow, who's then currently have they have think for the whole thing of the whole Adam Glass book, and then they make out, and then nothing. Absolutely freaking nothing. Of course, there was Starro stuff here. Got it. Flash Pulse. And then you have the treadmill. We have the various villains, the Flash Museum. And then we see, it looks like, I'm not sure who this is supposed to be, these two random people. Yeah, and of course, this creature here apparently is Godspeed. Yes. I don't know who these people are. It's not Irie. I'm thinking, like, they don't really say, oh, I love the fact it's Inglewood Diner. Interesting like that. Yeah. Okay, apparently one is Jay. Then who's the girl? It's not Maxine. Yeah. And fight this stuff here. And then, of course, oh, yeah, Irie's like, what's up, Slowpoke? We're trying to reach you. That was you? You bestie. So, yeah, so Maxine, the daughter of... So this apparently is Maxine Baker. The daughter of Buddy Baker, Animalman, and she's dating Jay? Like, was there a time skip or something? Because that's why these two, they were like little kids. and now they're older and they're dating? What? Yeah, then we have Maxine just vomiting stuff. Then we have this person called Circuit Breaker, and Pied Piper shows up here to fight the Spore Invasion. Then it was really awesome. Spore from 18 we have Jay Garrick pop up here. Yeah, I'm like, okay, and people become like infested with this stuff here. It's a weird issue. And then we cut to issue 4. So apparently the Beast World tie-in is in between issues 3 and 4. Interesting. Yeah, Wally in the future. Then you have, looks like, Jesse Quick and Irie just chatting. Oh yeah, when she referred to the redhead girl as Bestie, that was Maxine. Yes. For some reason in the future, Maxine and Jay are dating in the future. Interesting the fact that we have the son of the we have Wally West's son and we have Buddy Baker's daughter dating. I wonder how basically Buddy feels about this. I'm sure he's like, it's fine. I have no problem at all because I know his dad. But imagine if one day Maxine and Jay get married, that means that by marriage, Wally is related to Animal-Man. Okay? Yeah, and I love that Irie and Jesse Quick are basically good friends. I mean, the way I could tell anyways, it seems that Irie looks at Jesse Quick as like a big sister. And you could say kind of like that. It was started with Cassie and Stephanie when they guest started in the book during Jam's one, but yeah. And of course, Merriman shows up here, and then we jump to issue 5. Yes, issue 5. Yes. So apparently Jay is now a teenager. Yes. I'm like, wait a minute. He was a little kid in Jeremy Adams, and apparently he's aged up now. Aged up a little bit, not much. And to the point where he's dating Maxine. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah. And of course, more with him, and then we have this guy with mushroom head on. Oh, it's Inspector Pilgrim. Yes, that's who this guy is, Inspector Pilgrim. He's like talking to Jay about stuff. And look, here's Wally with a 6-pack. Complete random. It looks more like an 8-pack. Yes, for some reason he's got an 8-pack. Because he stayed in shape. It seems like a bunch of random stuff happens over the course of the next couple issues. Then finding demons, and of course where Linda is wearing a mask for some reason to hide herself. And then we have Wally reunited with his uncle. Actually, it's Jay is here too. Yeah. There's all these demon stuff. More, not much science stuff per se. And then apparently it's like, oh, we go to the Crown of Thorns. Okay. And that's it. It's a very interesting set of issues per se. I'm going to give the book roughly an 8.5 out of 10. It's just odd. The fact that Simon Spirit aged up, well, Wally's kids, but it's not as bad as Bendis edging up John. He aged up by 8 years, him, because he was like 10 and he became 18-year-old. Here it's like a couple years have passed by maybe. Maybe they finally advanced because maybe some time passed by between volumes, maybe a couple years, maybe. I'm not sure. But I do enjoy the artwork. And I do enjoy the character stuff. Do I think Simon Spurrier needs a co-writer. Yes, I don't know who, but I think he needs a little bit of help on the writing for this book. Yes, that's how I kind of feel about it. Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do hit that like button. See you all tomorrow for my next set of videos, which will be Gokaiger, One Piece, Fairy Central Quest, and maybe I might get a chance on Order 7. I probably won't get started until Wednesday at this point, okay? But, to the next video.